A young boy hides inside a car, eyes red from crying, as enormous creatures' shape move quietly outside in the mist. Minutes earlier, he watched neighbors vanish without a sound. That terror began when a quiet Maine town found itself cut off from the world, forced to face something none of them understood. The story begins when a severe thunderstorm hits Bridgton, Maine, during the night, tearing through homes and knocking down trees. One large tree crashes into the lakeside house of artist David Drayton, damaging the living room where he lives, with his wife Stephanie and their 8-year-old son Billy. When morning comes, David checks the destruction with his neighbor Brent Norton, who had also suffered storm damage. While looking across the lake, they notice a thick mist slowly rolling across the water, moving in an unusual way that makes several neighbors stop and watch it. David decides to drive into town for supplies, taking Billy and Brent with him. Inside the supermarket, people start talking about the strange mist gathering outside. Police cars and emergency vehicles rush down the street, making everyone uneasy. Moments later, a local man named Dan Miller runs into the store, shaken and out of breath. He warns that something dangerous is hiding in the mist, and before anyone can react, a civil alert siren begins to sound. Managers Ollie Weeks close the doors as the mist completely covers the store. A concerned mother leaves to reach her children at home. When the lights flicker, Bagger Norm thinks the emergency generator outside needs attention. Even though David warns him not to go, Norm steps into the loading area. A tentacled creature reaches out from the mist and pulls him away while others watch in shock. Realizing the threat is real, David and Ollie tell everyone to block the front windows with whatever they can find. Inside the store, Mrs. Carmody, known for her strong religious views, begins telling people that the mist is a sign of punishment. Brent refuses to believe any of it and walks out with a few others who think they can find help, but their screams fade into the mist, leaving the rest of the group unsure of what will happen next. Inside the store, David begins forming small connections with a few people who share his calm and practical mindset. Among them are Amanda Dunphy and Irene Repler, two school teachers who speak openly against Mrs. Carmody's growing religious claims. They both disagree with her idea that the mist is a punishment and refuse to let fear turn into blind belief. Amanda carries a revolver in her purse for personal protection, and after seeing how tense the situation is becoming, she quietly hands it to Ollie. Ollie explains that he once competed in regional shooting events, so he knows how to handle a gun safely. As night settles over the town, large insect-like creatures begin landing on the store windows. They are drawn to the bright lights inside, tapping and crawling across the glass. These insects soon attract larger, bird-like predators that resemble pterodactyls. One of the predators, together with some of the large locust-like insects, crashes through a window, breaking the barrier between the survivors and the creatures outside. Panic spreads as several creatures enter the store. In the struggle, 2 people are killed. Another man tries to burn the insects with a torch, but the fire spreads onto him and he suffers fatal burns. During this chaos, an insect lands near Mrs. Carmody, but it flies away without harming her. Many witnesses see this as a sign, which strengthens her claim that she is being protected. David decides they need medical supplies, so he leads a small group to the nearby pharmacy. Inside, they discover giant spiders hiding in the mist-filled aisles. The spiders attack quickly. 2 men are killed, and the rest barely escape back to the supermarket. Carmody uses this failure to push her belief even further, telling others that only those who follow her will be safe. The next day, 2 soldiers from the local military detachment take their own lives. A third soldier, Jessup, is forced by others to explain what is happening. He admits that a military project trying to access other dimensions may have opened a doorway to where these creatures came from. Carmody's followers, furious and desperate, label him responsible. They push him outside as a sacrifice, where a giant mantis-like creature kills him immediately. The next morning, David and the small group he trusts gather what little courage they have left and prepare to leave the supermarket. They know staying under Carmody's control is becoming more dangerous than the creatures outside. Just as they reach the exit, Carmody and her followers block their path. She announces that the mist will only stop taking lives if the group delivers another sacrifice. This time, her followers believe Billy, David's son, has been chosen. Several people move toward Amanda and Billy, trying to pull the child away. Before they can reach him, Ollie steps forward and shoots Carmody, killing her instantly. Her followers, shocked and scared without her guidance, step aside and allow David's group to leave. The group walks carefully across the parking lot, trying to stay quiet. Suddenly, the large mantis-like creature appears again and grabs Ollie, killing him before anyone can react. Myron and Ambrose, who came with David, are also attacked by the spider-like creatures they had seen at the pharmacy. Bud panics, runs back to the store, where frightened survivors quickly let him inside. David, Billy, Dan, Amanda, and Irene continue toward David's car and manage to escape. As David drives through the thick mist, he heads toward his home. When they finally reach it, he finds the house destroyed and Stephanie dead. The group drives, eventually passing a gigantic six-legged creature walking slowly across the road. The mist remains heavy, and the car's fuel runs out. Stranded with no way to escape, the adults agree on what they believe is the only choice left. David uses the 4 bullets remaining in the revolver, killing Billy and the other 3 adults. With no bullet left for himself, he steps out of the car, expecting the creatures to take him. Before anything reaches him, the mist begins to clear. Tanks and military trucks move through the area, burning and driving away the creatures. Soldiers guide rescued survivors, including the same woman who had left the store earlier to reach her children. Realizing that rescue was just seconds away, David understands he killed his son and the others when help was already close. He collapses to the ground, overcome with despair,